So, this is going to be the start of my Arrow Season 3 review, and we have got a lot to talk about, guys. A lot. So this pretty much opens up that pretty much since the whole events of Season 2, things have been going pretty okay for Oliver and the rest of his team. He's now got Roy as Arsenal, and I gotta say the costume for Roy is really cool. He's got Diggle, he's got Felicity, he's got a whole team behind him. He's got a whole team of people behind him ready to help out at a moment's notice. And the whole thing starts out with them stopping a weapons cache being sold off. We also get a few other things of Laurel showing Oliver the police, Starling City's public announcement, thanks to Police Captain Lance. He pretty much disbands the anti-vigilante squad and decides to help out. He pretty much says, hey, look, the Arrow is not against us. He's with us. He's a hero that saved us twice in a span of just 2 years. So you know what? The police are gonna be working alongside the Arrow, and we're gonna be tag teaming along. Although we do see that he has had a heart problem, and he's walking around with a cane, but he still wants to be useful. Where we see that throughout the entire story of him wanting to still be of use. But yeah, among other things, we also finally get Oliver talking to Felicity, saying, "Hey, let's go out on a date," and they do. But while this is going on, Oliver has unknown to Oliver, we have a new Count Vertigo, played by Peter Stormare, who pretty much, I'm not even gonna lie, he's pretty much Scarecrow. That's it, he's Scarecrow. That's really all this Count Vertigo is. This new Vertigo is Scarecrow. No, really. Because the whole thing is that he takes the Vertigo drug and mixes in, I think, mushrooms, and mixes in with the mushrooms and pretty much makes it so people can see their worst fears before them. Yeah. Doesn't that sound familiar to somebody? Scarecrow! So, we have this new guy, and I gotta say, Peter Stormare's performance, even though he's pretty much one note, he's pretty fun as this Count Vertigo, this version of Count Vertigo. I really do like, really do like the whole idea, the whole story behind. I really do like not really much story behind. Excuse me, but more like how he plays it off. He's so over the top, but at the same time he can be chilling. But he's still kind of one note. But on the other hand, you can't look away from him. He's so fun. Stormare is clearly having fun with this role, and unlike the Count, Stormare's version of Vertigo can fight. Yeah, he takes it to several people, especially Oliver. So that's what I really like. So, among other things, we also have a flashback to now going on to Hong Kong, where we see Oliver trying to get a message out to his family to say, "Hey, I'm alive." But there's this agent who's working under Waller who's keeping him from doing that. He is clearly being held down. Held against his will. We don't know why exactly Waller is not letting him see his family, and why exactly her whole reasoning behind why exactly she wants Oliver. All it ties into is the Amazo, and everything, the Mirakuru and all that, and why. That's all we really have. And Waller is such a bitch. Yeah, that's common knowledge to everybody. But Waller truly is a bitch. And she says, "Look, we're gonna have to do some other method." And to persuade you to help us. So that was pretty interesting to see. And what they do with that later on is kind of cool too. Also, an update on Diggle's life is that his ex-wife is near to giving birth to his daughter, and we start to see Oliver like, "Hey, look, take some time off." And then we'll get back to that later on. But he's like, take some time off. You don't need to be around. You've got a daughter coming. And Roy is starting to be more of a help. He's doing reconnaissance more. He's more doing like solo missions. We also have another mention of Thea. We have a mention of Thea. Now the big thing is that she's around the world. Now the thing is that I don't know if they know she's with Merlin, or not. Maybe I missed that, but I think they don't know she's with Merlin. That's what I'm thinking. So a little bit fast forward, and we have a conversation. There's a dinner date between Felicity and Oliver, and he's pretty much telling her, "Look, when I came back I wasn't on the island and all the time. I wasn't on Lian the whole time. I also spent some time in Hong Kong, and that was among other places. So clearly, he's been more to places around Hong Kong." So I'm really curious to see. Maybe each season he'll be in a new place, and he'll be flashing back to each time like that. That'd be interesting. But no, what he says, it looks like it's going to be one of the other main one of the focus points, especially in the flashbacks, is that, there was a thing, there was a point where people use their, I couldn't trust anybody. It came to the point when I was in Hong Kong where it became, I couldn't trust anyone around me. I couldn't, look at anyone without thinking they're an enemy. And that looks like what it might be. Just keep reminding yourself that throughout the entire story with that, because we get a flashback further, and Oliver is in the guy's house, and it's Katana, and we find out, that's Katana's husband, and he Katana's husband pretty much says, straightforward, "Look, Waller knows you're going to keep trying to escape, so now she's threatened my family. If you walk out that door, my family's going to get killed, and I'm going to have to watch it, and it's going to be on your head." So Oliver is forced to stay behind. Again, that whole thing of Oliver saying, "Hey, trust, I was kind of betrayed in Hong Kong, so maybe this is one of those Waller's evil machinations," which I would not put past her in the least. In no way would I put that past her. So, anyway, moving on, we have getting back to the dinner date, which is, SpaghettiOs. Oliver had a tracer on him, and Vertigo takes a rocket launcher to the dinner date. That's a good way to ruin it. Felicity and Oliver survive, and they manage to get out. But also, let me backtrack, because there's one character I really need to talk about. And that character I wish I talked about sooner is Brandon Routh as Ray Palmer. He is so good in here. He is so good. He has this very Tony Stark personality. They kind of make him off like a sleazebag, but you kind of get the sense that he doesn't want to be a bad guy. He wants to legitimately help the city. And again, it's a little bit out there from Adam. I know he's kind of adventurous, but he's more like, I don't really want to do the superhero thing. I'm all for science. Because for those who don't know, originally Brandon Routh was supposed to be Ted Kord. He was supposed to be the Blue Beetle. But DC said, nope, we got ideas for Blue Beetle, which I guess means he's going to get shot in the head by Maxwell Lord. That's all you really do with him, DC. So that's why he was changed to Ray Palmer. Still a guy in blue, and he's awesome. The Atom is awesome, don't get me wrong. But yeah, you can clearly see when he shows up giving this whole speech, and also wanting to retitle the entire city from Starling City to Star City, you can't help but go, yeah, you were meant to be Ted Kord, but you can't help but love Brandon Routh's performance. He is, again, so good in here. And how he kind of gets it out from under Oliver, because they're both competing for getting the company, which eventually, Ray apparently does get. You can't hate him. You can't really hate him. And I'm pretty sure, even though he comes off kind of in an underhanded move, I'm kind of expecting in a scene where he's like, yeah, I'm not your enemy here, Oliver. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm on your side. I want what's best for the city as well. But anyway, so let's move back, because again, I can't believe I didn't talk about Brandon Routh sooner, but he is really good. He is really good. So getting back to the scene I was talking about, so they survive the attack from Vertigo, and Oliver manages to track Vertigo to an area, to like some abandoned warehouse, where he also meets up with Detective Lance, who should not be there because his heart problems, and he runs into Vertigo, who jabs him with the needlehead, fills him with vertigo, and he sees what he fears the most, himself. And that looks like it's going to be another major factor throughout this season, is the whole, walking that line between the hero and the good guy. And again, in a flashback, he says that Katana's husband pretty much says, a man cannot live two lives. he cannot go by two names. That looks like it's going to be the driving point of this season, is Oliver choosing what path he should take. Should he be Oliver Queen, or should he be the Arrow? And that's going to be a major, that looks like it's going to be a major driving force for this season. So Oliver and the Arrow, the Oliver, quote unquote, and the Arrow have this pretty awesome fight, and Detective Lance manages to help save him, but at the same time has a heart attack, and Oliver is forced to get him to a hospital, to which Laurel is there and visits him, where he's pretty much like, look, all I've known is to be a police officer. And I love that scene between Laurel and Detective Lance. I love that those two in the scene together. And she's like, he's like, I've been a police officer all my life. What else can I do with my life? And she says, that's not true. You're my father. You've always been my father. And I'm like, oh, the feels. So we have that, and then we have Oliver back in the cave, pretty much sending Roy out, and talking to Diggle like, look, you're done. And Diggle is not having this, like, look, I've been with you longer than anybody else, I should make my own choice, and he's not having that. He's in no way having that. When Oliver's trying to be like, look, I'm trying to save your life, you're going to have a child soon, you have bigger things to worry about. And Diggle storms out. And it's kind of weird, too, because when you think about it, shouldn't he be saying that to Roy as well? Because he kind of roped Roy into this. Well, not really roped. He did take him under his wing. So maybe it will be like that down the line where he's like, look, I need to be by myself. I can't have anyone around me. And that's like, that might be where it's going, where he's deciding to go out on his own once more. So, anyway... where was I going? So yeah, so they managed to track Oliver once more. They managed to track Vertigo once more, and he looks like he's wiping out the last crime bosses, so he can finally take over. And they're all at a boxing arena, and Roy and Oliver head out there while Felicity's there trying to find a way to figure out a way to disarm the bomb. And we get a quick cameo of a certain boxer by the name of Ted Grant, which we all know is going to be a bigger character later on, which I can't wait. I can't wait to see Wildcat. We get a quick cameo of him, which was really cool. Oliver manages to stop Vertigo with a surprise help from pretty much Black Canary. Yeah, he gets help from he gets help from her, and she pretty much says, yeah, I'm going to be in town for a couple weeks. We'll see how that goes. And here I am thinking the whole time, man, the League is going to get pissed off at you, Sarah. They're going to get super pissed off at you. And Oliver goes back to see their Diggle and his ex-wife's daughter, being their newborn child, along with Felicity, who also gets a job offer from Ray Palmer. And Diggle pretty much says, yeah, you're right, Oliver. You were right. The moment I saw my daughter, my whole opinion changed, so thank you for getting me out of this. So that's pretty cool. We also, by the way, backtracking a bit, we also have a quick scene of Vertigo saying, look, someone else will take the name Vertigo. So what it looks like is that Vertigo every season is going to be someone else taking that mantle. It's going to be someone else taking that mantle, and we're going to see each season a new Vertigo. But anyway, yeah. So they see the baby, and Oliver and Felicity break up in the span of 48 hours. Yeah, one of the fastest relationships ever. And at that same moment, Oliver gets a call from Barry, which then leads into which is a cool little segue into that Flash pilot. I like how they tied that in. I really did like how that was a cool little tie-in. But anyway, we also get another quick scene between Laurel and Sarah, who Sarah's all like, look, I'm going to be in town for a few weeks. Dad shouldn't know I'm here for a few days, and shouldn't worry, but I'll see him soon. So, but then Laurel and Sarah part ways, and then the most shocking thing ever happens. Sarah hears a voice and is like, what are you doing here? And then gets struck repeatedly by arrows, falls off of a roof, and onto the cold pavement right in front of Laurel. And Laurel is pretty much doing the whole Bruce Wayne thing of crying in the alleyway, holding her dead sibling in her arms. Yeah, you couldn't tell me that did seem a bit like Batman. Just a little bit Batman there. So yeah, did anyone else see that coming? Because I sure as hell didn't. Of Sarah being, whacked at the beginning of the third season. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. But yeah, it looks like the League of Roz put out a hit on his little black canary. And I'm pretty sure that Sarah shouldn't have left again, because then Roz must have been like, you know what, fuck it. She wants to run out on me again. That's fine. Go kill her. So yeah, the League of Assassins are coming, and also the whole thing with the arrowhead looking like an assassin arrow looks pretty cool too on the title sequence. So all in all, really loved this episode. It was a great opener. This was a lot of fun. I cannot wait to see what comes next in the next episode. I am so pumped because it looks like they're going to be tracking down the assassin that killed Sarah. And again, I was so shocked to see Sarah get killed in the very first episode of Season 3. I was not expecting that at all. But anyway, you guys tell me, what did you guys think of this Season 3 premiere of Arrow? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Let me know in the comments below. And once again, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.